What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Haven't made one in a couple of days. This one's going to be a little bit different. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, been watching a lot of videos. I've been thinking to myself quite a bit, been talking to myself quite a bit, and I don't necessarily know what this is going to be. I don't know how often I'm going to do this. I don't know. Really just don't know. I don't have any plans for these kind of videos, but at least at this point in time, I don't. But I want to talk to you guys. I want to make videos again, sort of. And yeah, so that's what this is going to be. I already know what I'm going to call it. I don't know if this is going to be a podcast type of thing. I don't know if this is going to be a series type of thing. I just know it's going to be called Self-Talk. And I'm just gonna talk about what's on my mind, what's going on in my life, how I'm feeling, any plans that I might have, any goals that I might have, things of that nature. So yeah, I got myself some coffee, and you can sit back, relax, enjoy a meal. You can join me and have coffee as well. I want it to feel like I'm having a conversation with a really close friend, or maybe a significant other or a family member, that kind of thing, and I want you guys to be a part of this. So yeah, I have a beanie on because my hair is looking all sorts of wild. And so, yeah, where to begin? I don't know if there really is a beginning, to be honest. There's just quite a few things I have on my mind. So I guess number one, to jump into things to kind of break the ice. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming much longer. I don't know if I'm going to be gaming much longer. I've talked about it before on Twitter, and I think I've talked about it in previous streams, and I'm not quite sure if I've talked about it in previous videos, but I have a severely injured back. It's the lower right side, I believe, but the pain is so bad that I can't pinpoint where it starts. I don't think it. I mean, I maybe gaming has played a part in it. I'm sure gaming has played a part in it, but it started mainly when I was playing basketball in high school. That was the first time I had injured my back. I was a freshman in high school, and I just re-injured that same area over and over again from the time I was a freshman in high school to the time I was a junior in college, when I stopped playing basketball. So, 6-7 years of re-injuring that same spot over and over again tends to take its toll. And then you throw in streaming for anywhere from 4 hours upwards of 12 hours, done a couple of 24-hour streams, where you're sitting in a chair, bent over. It kind of takes a toll on you. And I'm not a flexible person as it is, and so I don't know. I'm going to go see a doctor and kind of get it checked out and see what options I have. I assume it has something to do with muscles. We're hoping and praying that it has nothing to do with my spine, but if it does, we'll, do what we need to do to help take care of it, right? But I say that because, like I said, a few minutes ago, I don't necessarily know where I'm going with YouTube and with streaming. As of lately, I haven't really been interested in very many games. I'm semi-interested in World of Warcraft at the moment, but it's not very fun unless you're max level with max gear and doing raids and dungeons and things like that. But I also don't have a team. I don't have very many friends that play the game, and those that do play the game don't play it nearly as often as I have, or nearly as long as I have, like since Classic released. And so I'm at this point where I don't want to play Minecraft necessarily. I enjoy it from time to time, but I don't want to spend 8 hours a day playing it. League of Legends is okay, but it kind of stresses me out because I'm very competitive and I'm not good at the game, and I don't want to invest the time to be good at the game. World of Warcraft is a very it's not hard. It can be, but it's a very tedious game, right? You're like walking literally forever. Even when you fly through the game, it takes forever to get from point A to point B, and so that aspect of the game is kind of boring, and it's not necessarily the most fun game to watch unless you have a really good personality. When I play a video game that I've never played before, I spend a lot of time trying to be good at the game and figure the game out, and so a lot of my interest is like focusing on the game. I don't have friends to play with, and so I get bored really easily. I have a short attention span, so walking from point A to point B, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? That's just kind of where I'm at. Fortnite, I'm not playing that game anymore. For the longest time, I would stream and make content based off of getting views and follows or subscribers, with this idea in my head that I'd become this famous person and / entertainer, and that I would become wealthy or something like that. And not that I'm mentally struggling or anything with that, but I get sick and tired. I really do. I get sick and tired of playing video games for viewers, like for a number. Not necessarily because I want to entertain you guys, right? But I get so sick and tired of playing a video game just to see a number grow. And one of the things that I've been thinking about, not trying to even focus on, but one of the things I've been thinking about is the community that I'm trying to build, right? I don't want to have millions and millions or thousands. Let's just talk about thousands. I don't even want thousands of followers or subscribers if it means that the community is there because they get a chance to play with me. I don't want that. That's not to say that I won't do things with the community, because I definitely have plans to do things with the community if I ever get to that point. Absolutely. But what was happening was I was opening Fortnite, logging in, and I kid you not, like the first 10 minutes of the stream is like, hey, are you going to play duos? Can we play squads? Can we do zone wars? Can we do creative? Can we do 1v1s? And I brought that upon myself. I did that, right? I started that. But that shit gets so annoying so quickly. Like I don't even play with my IRL friends. Or I hardly play with people that I consider my friends online. Like I truly hardly play with them because I'm such a natural loner when it comes to playing video games, right? Even in real IRL, I'm a pretty loner kind of person, and it's something that I'm working on. But I love having silence and time to myself. I really do, right? And stream after stream after stream after stream, even though I was seeing growth, right? Like on Twitch, I went from 25 followers at the end of May to getting affiliate and having over 230 followers by the beginning of July, right? Or the middle of July, something like that. And like, that's cool, but those numbers don't mean anything. They absolutely don't mean anything. They're not life-changing. It's not like all of a sudden I went from making no money to making an absurd amount of money. It's not like I'm traveling across the world, right? I'm still sitting in this room. And the amount of people that come into stream and are like, hey, can we play together, just drives me freaking nuts. You know, if I don't have it in the title, it means I don't want to play. And even when I would put in the title, solos only, people are like, hey, do you want to play? And it's like, can you read? I don't want to play with you. I don't want to play with anybody. I want to enjoy the game by myself. Is that okay? You know? And so, I don't know. I think part of me wants to take a step back and really try to narrow down what it is I'm trying to do, who it is I'm trying to become, what type of impact do I want to leave on the planet that I currently live on? Because you never know. Maybe we'll travel to Mars or something. I don't know. But who am I going to become, right? for the past almost 2 years, I've been a basketball trainer. And with the injuries to my back and the reoccurring, like, debilitating pain, I won't be able to do that much longer. And it's sad because the kids that I work with are awesome. I don't make a lot of money, but they're awesome. And I'm probably going to have to stop that relatively soon. And because of that, I have recently gone out and found a couple of other jobs. One of those is working at a gym, like working front desk or something. And it's just a typical gym, weights, not tracks, but treadmills and things like that. A normal gym, and I don't have my schedule for that yet. But I'm also going to be entering real estate school. Now, I don't necessarily know where that's going to take me. I know that I'm going to be a real estate agent. I don't know how much time I'm going to commit to it because, there are people that do it full time. For sure, there are people that do it part time, and there are people that have the real estate license and don't use it at all, right? And so I know that I want my real estate license because I know it's going to be very important with the goals that I have set financially for myself and for my wife moving forward and what we want to do with real estate. I don't know how much time I'm going to commit to it. As of right now, I'm thinking part-time, probably 3 or 4 hours a day. If it's 4 hours a day, probably get 20 hours of work in a week, so Monday through Friday, and then do whatever else on the weekends, right? Having said that, I don't know how streaming and making content is going to fit in. Maybe I stop streaming and maybe I stop making content, and maybe I just start doing things like this where I come and talk, right? I don't know. I don't have a set in stone plan. I do know that I want to upgrade my setup really, really bad. And I think that's another thing, or another reason why I'm getting the jobs that I'm getting, is because over the past probably year, I decided I wanted to try and do this seriously, right? My computer ended up breaking, so I had to take off 6 or 7 months. But I really want to take this serious, and I really think I can push this to be something really, really amazing, something really, really incredible. And I have a lot of plans in my head, but I don't have the money to execute on those. And so for me, first thing I want to do is upgrade the stream setup. I want to get 2 really good monitors. I want to get rid of this camera here and upgrade that to a really nice camera. I want to get some sound paneling put throughout the entire room so that you don't hear an echo, right? And then I want to get some really nice lighting, background lighting, and maybe some really good just studio lights to put in here, and really reevaluate how I go about making streams, or how I go about streaming, and how I go about making content. I want to hire an editor. There's apparel plans in my head that I want to take a shot at. Not really take a shot at. I want to financially have enough money to really push those. One of them would deal with the stream and the community. One would be completely separate, has nothing to do with streaming or anything like that. Maybe in the future, but nothing now, Like, I have these plans in my head. I don't have the money to execute on them. And I don't feel like I necessarily have the skill as an entertainer and as a content creator and as a streamer to execute and build what we have, or the small community that we have right now, to the point that I could execute on those things solely by sitting here and streaming and making content, right? And so, I don't know, that's kind of what I'm looking at doing. I think it would be a good idea. It would also get me out of this chair, and it would probably allow me to take some time to fix my back, which sucks because I don't feel like I want to step away from streaming. Like in the past, I would be doing really, really well with streaming. I would be growing consistently. I would be having fun, and then all of a sudden I just take a step back and I just leave. I don't have that feeling now. I truly want to continue doing this, but I don't believe that it's in, I don't know. I don't know how to word this. I want to do it right. And I believe and I know that the skill that I have right now is not the skill that I need. My skill set isn't good enough for me to take this to the next level, if that makes sense. You know? My skill set needs to be better. My back needs to be fixed. My plans and my goals need to be clear. My focus needs to be sharper. And financially, I need to be able to bring in more money. All those things came crashing down within the span of about a week, you know? I don't know. Also, you have things like Friday Fortnite, Minecraft Mondays, or Monday Minecraft, things like that. Like, I want to be a part of those. I think that would be really, really fun. Not Fortnite, really, but I don't know. I also want to take my brand to the next level, and I know what the brand's going to be. Like, it's not blank. One of them is 1440. You guys know that. I've talked about that in the past. But one of them's called DTB. Deeper Than Blood. And I've talked about it in stream a couple of times. Not very much. But for me, DTB stands for taking care of those that you care about, whether they're family and blood related or not, right? I'm one of like 13, right? One of 11 is what I've said for a long time. But there are two guys that, Daryl and Harold, they're twins, and they've been like family to me for such a long time. It's not even funny, right? But I do have, I'm actually one of 11 step siblings and then half and then blood siblings, right? And I would do anything for them. You know what I mean? And then I have family that I'm blood related to that I've never even met. I wouldn't do anything for because I don't know them. I don't have a relationship with them. And it sounds bad to say that. It really does. But I don't know who they are. You know what I mean? And I'm sure if I got to know them, I'd do things for them. But I also feel that way about my streaming community. I also feel about that way about my subscribers on YouTube, right? I feel like we have a small connection that's only going to continue to grow as long as I continue to do this, right? And I cherish that. And I want you guys to know that. And I don't want just anybody to be part of DTB. You know what I mean? Because not everybody not everybody has that same relationship. You know what I mean? You don't get to just be part of DTB because you've hung out in the stream a couple of times. Like, there are special things that I want to do with DTB and with the community that has never been done before. Number one, like, period, has never been done before. And I know that for a fact. But I can't do it yet because it takes time, which is the big thing, and then money, which is another big thing, right? But I have these ideas, these plans, and I just want you guys to know that, like, if you stick with me while I'm going through this process of trying to figure out who I'm going to be, what it is I'm going to do, you will be taken care of. You know what I mean? I think that's why I respect Nick Merckx so much, because he takes care of his people. And I want to take care of my people. You know what I mean? And it's so hard to do it. Like, it really is. But it's so worth it. You know, there's so many people out there that take others for granted and just don't treat them the way that they should be treated. And Like, I'm a culprit of that. Like, I've done that. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But man, like learning from that and growing from that and then being able to turn that around, I think shows the type of character that you are, you know, because I think a lot of people, I think there, not a lot of people, I think there are some people that don't realize that they are a really like grimy person and that their actions really hurt others. But then again, like, you know, there are those people that do, you know? I just want to take care of my people, period. And I also want to take care of my back because it hurts. I don't know. You know what else is sad? Optic gaming is officially gone. I guess it's beneficial, but like seeing everybody just kind of not disappear, but separate themselves from Optic. It's crazy. I've been an Optic fan for 10 years. Like a diehard fan, right? Like some people have like their sports teams where they're a diehard sports fan. I was the same way with Optic. And what tears me up inside is that I'll never be able to go to an MLG event. Never had the opportunity to go. And even if I see Optic play, it's not going to be the Optic. It's not going to be Hex Optic, right? It's going to be freaking Schmo Joe Optic, and that's not the same. I am excited to see where all the Optic members go. Like, what are they going to do? You know, you got Hitch with TST, and it's mind-boggling to me that there isn't a team that has picked him up. I should just reach out to him. You know what I mean? Just be like, hey, look, I don't know how much you guys make. I don't know what it is you're trying to do, but you guys bring content, and I want in. I want to watch you guys take off and take over. You know, I don't know. You got Pamaj who's kind of doing his thing. I don't know what Pamaj is doing. I know he just dropped some apparel and it's dope. Everybody seems to be dropping apparel, and all of it's pretty clean too. But you know, I don't know. You got Bows that just bounced, right? It's sad but exciting, right? Because when one door closes, another one opens. You know what I mean? So there's always another opportunity. I'm also very interested in what Hex is doing. I know he's working with bashers again, which is pretty dope. I don't know if you guys are into fishing. I'm not super duper into fishing, but I enjoy fishing, so maybe it's something that I'll fall into later on. Who knows? But yeah. I don't know. Gonna miss Optic for sure. Gonna miss Optic. I want to know, like, is it even possible to start a team nowadays without having funding? I feel like it is, but I want to know how to navigate that. You know what I've realized? I've thought about this. I was talking about this with a friend the other day. A couple of friends, actually. I was telling them that I'm not necessarily, like, for the longest time, I thought I was interested in having an esports team, and I thought that'd be, like, I still think that'd be cool. Don't get me wrong. But I've come to realize that what I really want is to start a content team. The only sad thing about it is that, like, every content creator on the planet, okay, not every, like 95% of them, if I even brought that idea up, would be like, okay, how much are you going to pay me? Where's the house? Where are the sponsors? And you'd be like, you know, in my head, I'm like, you're already making content from your mom's basement to begin with. Why do you need all those three? You know what I mean? Where's the contract type of deal? And, you know, I kind of miss the times when people just made content to make content. And like I said earlier, you know, I lost that vision. The only reason I got into content making, into YouTube and into streaming was, number one, I thought it was cool. It's how I found Optic, right? I sucked at a video game, jumped on YouTube, there it was. So, you know, I thought it was cool. But the biggest thing, number two, was like looking at all these people doing it and looking at myself in the mirror and being like, I could do that. Like, I could do that way better, you know? Now, there are some people out there that I definitely am not anywhere near as entertaining as they are, but I think one day I could be, right? Like, there's no doubt in my mind that I could be and this is going to sound weird. No, it's not. There's no doubt in my mind that I could be the number one YouTuber in the planet, or number one streamer on the planet, or both. You know what I mean? And that's another thing that I've been thinking about. Like, even though I've been having these doubts and thinking about taking it a step back because of my back, and then just trying to refocus on my skill and bringing another level of entertainment, there has never been a period of time during my content creation and my streaming that I thought, I can't do this. And I know it sounds cocky, but I mean that in the most humble way. Like, I truly believe that I'm the best content creator on the planet. It's kind of weird. I don't know. And I'm hungry to get better, you know? I'm ravenously hungry to get better. And I think that's one of the reasons why that's definitely one of the reasons why I feel the way that I feel. And one of the reasons why I'm thinking about taking a step back is because I don't want to ever get to a point where I feel complacent and feel demotivated, because I've been there before and I don't want to go back. And so I want to find and search and read and study and grow and push myself to the absolute limit, and then never become complacent. You know what I mean? And I think in order to do that, you kind of have to have this cockiness about you. Because my entire life, I've been a very humble, quiet person when it came to things that I did. It was the same way with basketball, the same way at work, the same with streaming and content creation. If someone said I did something well, I was always like, yeah, I'm okay at it. And because of that, I have failed a lot. I made it to college basketball, but the reason it wasn't skill that I struggled with. I had enough skill. I have the height. I'm 6'4". I had the size, right? My thing was the mental side of it. I was never cocky. And it's one thing to have the skill to reach the next level. It's a whole nother thing to have the mentality to go alongside that skill. You know what I mean? And you have to have that edge. You see it in every great content creator and every great streamer. If you were to take them aside and talk to them, you would feel this, or you can see it while they're making their content, while you're watching their videos, while you're watching their streams. You see it. There's this aura about them. And I have to figure out how to get that, because what I have been doing in the past isn't working, So yeah, that's kind of where my head is. There's an apparel line coming at some point. I don't know when. I already have some designers working on stuff. I already know who the distributor is going to be. I'm about 75% sure on the distributor. They're going to be American. It's going to be made in America. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'm very adamant about having my apparel line, even if it costs more. It has to be made in America. I love my country, and I understand it's cheaper to go outside the country, but I want to keep money flowing inside the country as it is. You know what I mean? We have too much flowing outside the country as it is, and we have way too much debt as a country anyways. If my money helps in aiding that, then that's what I'm gonna do. Because I think we should fix that. Yeah, there's a lot happening. I'm feeling good too. I'm excited. Last night, I went out with my wife and my brother and his girlfriend and my wife's brother and his wife. And you know what? My wife and I were talking about it. Like, you need those days where you just go out and you just have a blast. You spend money, you enjoy time with family and friends, and you just kick it. You drink if you're into that. You eat food if that's what you're into. You do both if you're into it. You go and have sweets if that's what you're into. You go play games, watch movies, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is that helps you relax, you go and do it, because it's like you can't even put words into how valuable that time is. You know what I mean? It's so valuable. And we learned that last night. There's a place here called Main Event, and they're all over the U.S. So if you live in a major city, I'm sure you have one. We spent, I kid you not, probably 8 hours at Main Event. Just bowling, playing arcade games, playing mini golf, and playing laser tag. Did a little bit of pool, drank a little bit because I love Angry Orchard. They taste great. And just had a blast, you know? And I'm a competitive person, so I realize I'm not amazing at bowling by any means, but your boy got some skill. That's all I'm saying. Got some skill. He has some raw talent. Do I bowl correctly? Nah. No. But got some skill. So, I don't know. You guys should take a day off. School? Anybody that, for those of you that are in school, I wish you the best. Go kill it. Study hard. Have a great time. Get out there and talk to people. For those of you that don't like school, not because, but like you don't like studying, it helps. Trust me, I know it sucks, but you're gonna make it. Those of you that may not have friends or dealing with some rough stuff, go find someone to talk to. It is powerful, and it will help you through things. And for those of you that do have a lot of friends, but you see somebody that's struggling, go say hello. Go talk to them. All right? Go help them out. A simple smile and how are you doing? Doesn't have to be like a whole full-blown conversation, but just a smile and saying, hey, you know, recognizing like, hey, I know you're going through some stuff. I can see it on your face. I just want you to know that I'm aware of it. You don't have to tell me about it, but give them a hug. Be like, hey, you're going to be okay, type of deal. I myself, like I said, am going to be jumping into school soon, except mine's going to be 3 weekends long. It's Friday, Saturday for 3 different weekends, and then I'm done. So it's going to be a bit grueling, and I'm sure it's going to be quite a few hours each day, but I'm going to knock it out, and then I'll be done. But for those of you that have another, 9 months of school, I wish you the best. Okay? What else? I don't know. I feel like I repeated myself so many times. Yeah. This coffee is really good. Really, really good. Oh, I know what I should talk about. One more thing. So, a few weeks ago, I did a water fast, and I went 7 days without eating, and I drank nothing but salt water. It's called snake juice, it's salt water, but they call it snake juice. At least the person that I found it from, the recipe from. Number one, drinking salt water sucks. Just go ahead and put that out there. It tastes weird, but it also, like, salt water just goes against everything we've ever been taught Hello? It goes against everything that we've ever been taught, right? Don't drink salt water. Salt water will kill you. Obviously, that depends on the amount of salt content in the water. But there wasn't enough in the jug to kill me, obviously, because I drank it every day for 7 days. But holy cow, is it the weirdest thing to do? Your mind is just like, no, don't drink this. But you need to drink it because of electrolytes, right? If you don't have electrolytes in your system, you can feel really, really bad, and you can mess up a lot of things as far as like your overall health is concerned. So it's a good idea to have it, but it was a very interesting experience, right? So day 1 and 2, I had hunger pretty bad, but like it was manageable. Day 3 was hunger, like it was there, but it wasn't bad at all. Day 4, hunger was completely gone. 5, 6, and 7, 4 through 7 were like but even once my hunger was gone, like 4, 5, 6, and 7, no hunger, but those were the hardest days. And you would think that the hard days would be the days where you are hungry. No, because even though you're not hungry, your mind and your emotions play so many tricks on you. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Well, I guess if you've never done it, you don't actually know what I mean. But like I would be walking through the house. I don't cook very often. I don't bake or things like that. I enjoy cooking, but I just don't do it very often, right? And all I could think about was food. And it wasn't like I was craving food. It was just one of those things where it was like my mind was playing these insane tricks on me. And I would be like, I want to bake. And my wife would be like, you're not eating though. And I'd be like, I don't care. I don't know why. I just want to bake. And so I would go and bake. The emotional tie that you have to food is like 15 billion times stronger than the physical hunger tie that you have to food. And you're not going to know what I'm talking about unless you go on a prolonged fast. Like I would say prolonged is 3 days plus, 3 to 7 days. And obviously there are people that have gone way longer than that, but 3 to 7 days. And the emotional tie that you have to food is insane. Because you will crave, it's not a craving. I don't know how to explain it. It's just this emotional pull and drive to eat certain foods or eat food in general. But it has nothing to do with like wanting to eat. It has a lot to do with like wanting to feel food while you're chewing it, wanting to taste it, wanting to feel it slide down your throat. It's the weirdest thing. It is the weirdest thing ever, right? And so, I don't know. It was a very good experience. I'm going to be doing another one relatively soon. I had to stop because I was doing too much work and ended up almost getting really sick. So was really lethargic, had no energy. So I decided to eat because I was short of breath, and it just made sense to eat. But I think next time I do it, I'm going to take a step back, relax quite a bit, and see how long I can go. Just interested to see how long I can go. Yeah, cool stuff. I think that's everything. Thank you guys for hanging out. Again, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is going to be, but it's called Self-Talk. And I hope you guys found it as enjoyable as I did. I want this to be something where we talk to each other, we communicate. So go ahead and let me know what you're doing down in the comments. What are you eating? What are you drinking? How do you feel? What's going on through your head? Let's just get like a little conversation going. If you're in a great mood today, hit the like button. If you're not in a good mood, hit that dislike button. And yeah. Cheers.